So we're from Scinthealth and we work in cancer therapy.
So you would say there are so many cancer therapies. Yes, there are, but some work very good, and in particular, some could be exploited further.
So we are working in the field of brachytherapy. Brachytherapy means that you have small radioactive isotopes that you put into small metal cylinders, inject them into the tumor, they deliver a very high local dose with minimal side effects.
And actually it works quite good for several indications. And as you see, the market is growing steadily. However, you cannot use these little spheres or little cylinders in every type of tumor.
For example, if you have bone metastases, then you cannot inject metal cylinders in there. So what have we developed? We have developed a liquid form of that. So we have a liquid radioactive polymer which can be injected in any part of the body, and it has a unique property that it solidifies the moment it touches the tissue and keeps the radioactive isotopes where they belong to.
And this is actually quite cool because then we can really deliver a very high dose and only locally, so we have essentially no side effects. And as we said before, we start with the market of bone metastasis because that's actually an unmet need.
So there is no minimal invasive therapy that can actually cure that. What is done up until now?
Until now, what we do normally is you first have to stabilize the bone by injecting a material called bone cement. And then after the bone is stabilized, then it's treated normally with radiotherapy from outside, which is costly, it takes time, and of course has a lot of side effects.
So what we are doing is we're cutting the last step out by making the bone cement radioactive, injecting it into the vertebra in this case. It kills the tumor, and we can actually leave the last step, and it doesn't change the clinical procedure.
So it's easy to be adapted. What market are we speaking about? If we are very pessimistic, we are really speaking about 11,000 cases per year only in Germany, which makes, with a realistic market share, about 5 million per year in revenues only in Germany by 2026.
So what are we working on? We are talking to key opinion leaders in the bone metastasis community right now. We are working on a proof of concept in animals right now, and we are making a minimal viable product on the chemistry side for our bone cement and on the software side for our planning software.
And this is all work in progress. That's actually the reason why any kind of fund we will get today here will flow exactly in this pro work. And this is only possible if we have a proper team.
And one of our biggest assets is Thomas, actually. It's his third medtech startup right now. So he has made a lot of mistakes. He has a lot of learning and a lot of experience.
And thank God he's very shy. He's being very shy. We have a very good team with physicists, biologists with experience in human resource management, in business development. And as you see, a bunch of people working with us in software, hardware, chemistry. And we believe that we can make this thing happen if you give us your support.
Thank you.
Many thanks for your great talk. One question, does your innovation require some drastic changes of the workflow, or can it be well integrated into existing procedures?
Because people are actually using bone cement right now to stabilize the vertebra, it's actually quite easy to make the bone cement radioactive and just have the same workflow.
Exactly. Actually, we even leave one part out, which is good because then we reduce costs for the health system, we reduce costs for the hospital, we reduce costs for the patients also.
Fantastic, very interesting approach, and I think a very useful application. So you're in preclinical right now validation. When do you plan to go on clinical validation and start in the clinical trials?
Yes, we are starting our animal trials now in September in India. We have very good connections there. They are really open for this kind of things. And if everything goes fine, the plan is to really start next year here in Germany with human trials. We have a very good connection already with the university in Munich, with the university in Zurich. Those are our main clinical partners in Europe, and this is the way to go.
One question from my side. Are there comparable products that aim on the same goal to enable other parts of the body and other cancers with radioactive therapy?
Well, yes, there is in a way an option which is the standard brachytherapy. There you have these little cylinders which are radioactive and they are implanted in the body. However, that's exactly our point. We can use this technology essentially for any tumor. In some tumors you cannot put the cylinders. Imagine the bone, that would not work.
But you're the only one with liquids right now. All right.
How are you going to sell your product afterwards? So will be per dose from the business model wise, and how much do you earn?
There we also have, if this is a
Do you
weird
sell
sound.
it yourself?
There we actually have also an innovative model. No, that's not the one they wanted. The next, previous. So we have an innovative model. Actually, what we do is we provide the clinics with the source of radioactivity, so they can prepare this radioactive polymer anytime they want, and we provide them kits. So we make our money with the selling of kits. We sell the kits to the hospital. They prepare it on site whenever they want. And there is no issues with scheduling whatsoever, because they have them on store. They can prepare that and treat the patient. And we're on top of that. This is very important for anything with radiation. We're doing a software based on artificial intelligence to do a proper planning, so we really know what we're doing to the patient before the treatment, and actually to control also afterwards if the dose distribution is what we expected, and then we can treat accordingly further.
There will be personalized doses.
Completely personalized. This is super important for us, and this is a buzzword. You know, it has to be like that now.
So how do you see the adoption of your product worldwide? Let's say Europe, America, Asia. Any differences there?
Yes, actually, we have in Europe the good situation that everything with radioactive material has a good market in Europe. Europe is not that afraid of radioactive stuff. This is very different in Japan, for example. So most likely we will start in Europe. Since this is a kind of low price solution, we believe that we have a strong market in China and India. And just by starting here, we also believe that the next step would be to go and start knocking the doors in the USA. However, they are not so they are not as radiation affine. So I think that really the path to go is start in Europe, go further to no, they're both dead. Go further then to markets like India and China, and then if things are looking good, jump to the US.
What's your situation IP-wise, so both in terms of patent protection of your product and freedom to operate?
Yes, we have 2 patent applications running, because we actually have more than one polymer. One is for bone cement, we have another one for other parts of the body, and both are, at least we have a patent application for each of them in Europe.
5 million seems like a small market to me. What is the total size of the market in Europe, for example?
Well, we just were very, very conservative there. We took the market of only spinal metastases, which are osteolytic. And this is the 5 million. But as if you saw in the foil before, actually the bone metastasis market is about 100,000 patients. So we're speaking about 10 times bigger. And our estimate is that the market, the German market, it can be multiplied more or less by a factor of 7 to be able to speak about the whole market worldwide.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.